You do not need a pile of cash to start flipping houses. The belief that you need 6 figures sitting in a bank is created by people who never learn to structure deals, build partnerships, or create leverage. If you keep waiting till you feel financially ready, you'll waste years sitting on the sidelines while decisive operators build portfolios using resources that were never their own. When I was starting out, like a lot of beginners, I was really worried about financing because it seemed so capital heavy, especially in the Bay Area, where even fixer-uppers are going for at least $1 million. I thought house flipping was only for people who already have a big bank account, and I could only start from affordable strategies like being a landlord. But then I learned about hard money loans and many other resources that are available, and I even managed to do a few flips without using my own money. In this video, I'm going to break down the entire house flipping process and show you each step that requires money and also where you can get the money from. The first step that requires money is right after your offer is accepted on a fixer-upper. It's usually a 3% of the total purchase price, and you need to deposit it into an escrow account within 1 to 3 business days. Let's assume the purchase price is $1 million. Then 3% of that is about $30,000. And I recommend that you have an idea where this $30,000 is going to come from before you even make an offer, because you wouldn't have a lot of time once the offer is accepted. Compared to the rest of the investment, $30,000 is not a huge amount. Of course, if you have cash in the bank, you can use that. But if not, you can also use a credit card or a HELOC, home equity line of credit. That's when you already have a primary home and you have some equity in the house. You may be wondering, so how do I know if $1 million is the right purchase price? That's when I use my deal analyzer. I plug all the numbers in there, including the after repair value, rehab cost, financing cost, and miscellaneous costs. That helps me get to the max purchase price. And that's how I determine the offer price that I can offer on an opportunity. And if you want to grab my free deal analyzer, go to the link in description below. After your offer is accepted, you usually have some time to do due diligence on the house. It can be somewhere between 0 to 17 days, depending on how you negotiate the offer. And this is a time when you can satisfy the loan contingency, the appraisal contingency, or the home inspection contingency. During this contingency period, if you really don't have anywhere to get additional funds to complete the purchase, which I highly doubt, because in the rest of the video, I'm going to show you so many different resources you can tap into to fund the deal. But let's assume that you really don't have any other resources, or you feel uncomfortable to borrow money from somebody else. Then this is a time where you can find another buyer, which could be another investor or an end buyer to sell this property to, which we call it wholesaling. So you sell it to another investor and you don't have to complete the purchase yourself, and the other investor will bring in the funds and you make a cut in between. People believe that wholesaling is kind of an easier form of investing compared to house flipping because you only have to be good at finding deals. But the margin for a wholesaler is usually a lot less than for a house flipper because of the less risk and because of the kind of the shorter turnaround. If you do decide to go through this entire purchase process, that's usually anywhere between 7 days to 30 or 45 days, depending on how you negotiate the contract. And that's when you need to worry about the financing for this entire purchase price. I already mentioned a hard money loan, and that's really my preferred way of financing a house flip because of how easy the underwriting is and how quick the funding is. But of course, you can also borrow a traditional mortgage for a flip. The process would be the same as financing a primary home, so we're not going to elaborate it here. A hard money loan usually covers up to 90% of the purchase price, which is a huge chunk of the total money invested. Whether you qualify for a hard money loan largely depends on the quality of the deal. If the numbers are great, then most likely the lender would be very happy to lend money to you. But different lenders do offer different terms, and some lenders may be beginner friendly and some may be not. So you do want to get multiple quotes from different lenders so you can choose the lender that's right for you. Now we know that a hard money loan can fund up to 90% of the purchase price, so you only need to worry about the remaining 10%. Going back to our $1 million house example, that would be $100,000. As we already mentioned, a HELOC would be a great way for gap funding here. But even if you don't have a HELOC, there's no reason to panic. Well, it's way easier said than done because when I was in the same situation, I definitely panicked. I didn't know anybody who would lend money to me, and I had this limiting belief that people just wouldn't lend money to a stranger. But when I was starting out, I was so lucky to have found 3 deals that were too good to be passed up on. So I had no choice but to put myself out there to look for funding. I've attended a lot of real estate meetings back then, and I know that there are a lot of investors or people with money who are eager to get into real estate investing, but they don't know how. And they think real estate investing is a lot safer than the stock market or crypto, which is true. So in those meetings, I talked to as many people as I could, and I also stood up when they gave me the opportunity so that I could share the numbers on my deal. And after the meetings, a lot of people came to talk to me and they said they want to invest with me, which was a big surprise to me. Based on my experience, I have to say that borrowing money from other people is a lot easier than you might think. And if you are brave enough to take the first step and borrow for your first deal, later on it gets easier and easier. Right before you can close on this deal, there's also closing costs. It includes title costs, transfer fees, insurance, and prepaid hard money interest. It usually totals $10,000 to $15,000, and you can pay this by getting a little more money from your private investor. So you can not just cover the 10% of the purchase price, but also the closing costs. After you close on the purchase, you're going to start construction, and the construction cost can be covered 100% by a hard money loan, but there are 2 conditions. One is you need to have a really good deal, because when your deal is not good enough, the hard money lender is not going to lend on the construction. The second thing is a construction loan is usually held back first. So you have to get the work done first and get inspected by an inspector sent by the hard money lender before you can get reimbursed. If you don't want to delay paying your contractor, which is the best practice, and you probably want to have some reserves of your own, maybe $30,000 to $50,000, so you can pay your contractor first before getting the project inspected and getting reimbursed from a hard money lender. From when you purchase the house to construction to getting the house ready for market and until you sell the house, this is your hold time. So in this entire hold time, you're going to pay hard money interest monthly and also utilities, etc. So you need to have some reserves so that you can make these payments monthly. So once the construction has ended, you're going to get the house ready for market, and there are some expenses there like staging, which cost about a few $1,000s, but I highly recommend because it really helps the buyers to visualize themselves living in the space, and it makes your house look way more polished and finished. So this is an expense that I would never skip. There's also professional photography costing from a couple $100s to $1,000. And this is very important because I would never use iPhone photos for my listings because they just don't do justice to your house. And this cost sometimes can be covered by the listing agent. So depending on how you negotiate with the listing agent. And there's also costs for inspections. Before I put a house on the market, I usually get it inspected first. I do home inspection and termite inspection, and sometimes if the roof is old, I also get a roof inspection because these are the things that a buyer would want to do due diligence on, and you want to have the reports ready and make notes on anything that you would correct before you go to the buyer and get them to make offers. So that can give them a peace of mind to write a non-contingent offer so that your sale process can be very fast. These inspections cost a few $100s each. So in total, the 3 inspections would cost somewhere between $1,200 to $1,500. These are the costs that you incur before selling a house, before getting your money back. So if you were to borrow money from a private lender, you want to take these into account as well. Now that you know how much money you need to flip a house, in the next video, I'm going to do a deep dive on how you can actually flip houses with no money. I'll see you there.